Hi, I'm Julie. I'd like to introduce my quilt to you, My Mother's Garden. I made this for the Queensland Quilters Exhibition of State-of-the-Art for 2023. We have a theme of flora for this year and some size restrictions, so I made this one to fit in with that as a 45-inch square quilt. With the theme of flora, I decided to do My Mother's Garden because she had beautiful gardens, many of them, and the one I was really remembering for this quilt was the one in Alex Park in Harare in Zimbabwe. She had a beautiful rockery with busy lizzies. I used to love to pop the seed pods and make the seeds disperse everywhere. She had lamb's ear that was so beautiful to touch, little violets and pansies, her favourite flowers, the daylilies. She had strelitzias and iceberg roses, and she planted hollyhocks outside my bedroom window. So I had all of that in mind when I made this quilt. Last year I made a number of word quilts, and I thought, why not make a word quilt along the theme of flora? So I started out by writing out My Mother's Garden in large font on white fabric, and then I applied soy wax into the middle of each of the letters. Also with soy wax I wrote the name of so many of those plants in Mum's garden. I then applied sun dye and put some leaves on top to create leaf prints in the sun. I washed away the soy wax and then chopped it all up and sewed it back together again, creating a composition that I liked. And I really liked creating these negative space shapes, interesting shapes with the white lettering. Then came the really exciting part for me, which was the quilting. And I started by using a metallic thread to outline some of the leaf prints. And I then used some templates of flower shapes of strelitzias, iceberg roses, pansies and daylilies to outline quilt those shapes, and then did very dense quilting in between those shapes, which made a wonderful negative space pop out of those flowers. I loved making this quilt, and I know my mum would have loved it too because it was her garden obviously, and she loved orange and green. This quilt will be part of the Flora Exhibition, and I invite you to come along to the Childers Art Space. The exhibition will be on show there from the 14th of April through to the 9th of July, and it's an exhibition that you won't want to miss.